Welcome to my video 17. Today we are going to discuss about adding paging to the file. I have added some extra cars just to demonstrate how we do it, and we are going to follow this um, Microsoft website method where add paging to index method in the same article we were discussing before. So to start, we will add this paginated list class into the, we'll copy that into the project. So we will add it to the model class, right click, add class, paginated list. Okay, add, and we need to add the code, so we have copied that, so we'll paste it somewhere here so we don't get confused. Now it has to be, namespace has to be my namespace, not this one, and everything else is okay, so we can delete this part. Okay, and we need to delete at the bottom. Yeah, see whether there is any errors. Rebuild solution. Okay, looks okay. And next step is we will follow the article. So next step is we have to modify the index method. We have to modify the, okay, yep, we have to modify the index method in the car controller. So we will copy that part. Probably we will copy that step by step. In the car controller, we need to get to the index method, expand that. So we will paste it. Okay. In the index method, there are parameters: sort order, string current filter maybe, and string search string, and integer page number. The page number is missing, so we will add that. We need the comma. Okay, and we'll see. So we have that one. Webback.current sort. And then we will have a look at the code again and copy this part. Current filter. We, instead of current filter, we will use the brand filter, because that is what we are using at the moment for the filtering. More important, brand filter. So to know the car brand, but because the brand filter is an enumerator, we need to convert it to string. And um, and the return, I think we'll see, method has to return. We'll copy this and we'll put it there, so it has to return in the index file. Make sure it is the index file, is, sorry, index method. So it has to return, not this one. We we specify the page size. We specify a low number because we just want to see how it works. Maybe we will specify 2. Okay, leave it at 3 for the time being. Yeah. And not students because we are using the car class. CR. Here we are using car, simple CAR, number of tracking. So we start with page number 1. We'll see how it works. Okay, so it should bring up only 3 cars. So that's true. Earlier we had the full list. And now we'll go to index page and implement the changes in the index page. Sorry, index view. Look at the index file, index view file. So in the index view file, we have to change this one. We'll see. So it will be uh, paginated list model. So we will change it. Not this one. Maybe we will comment this. And it is car. What car? That should be okay. All right. And then we need to add the paging. It is complaining about these ones. We'll disable that for the time being. And at the end we need to have the paging. We will copy this part. I think there is no change after the end of the table. Just have okay, sorry, it is we have finished the table. Yep, okay, we'll see. So we have the cars list, we have the next page, yep, and we have the previous page. Yes, okay, so there is a link and you can see the page number here. But what happens if there are more than 2 pages? So we have only about 6 cars. So we will go to car controller and we will change the, where are we? Here, okay, page size. I think it is a good idea to move this parameter to the top of the page so that we know where the constants are. Okay, anyway, we'll see. So now we have 2 pages. Page has 2 cars just for testing our code. Now we have next, but there is no way to get to the middle. So in case we have maybe 100 pages, this will be a problem. So um, so there is a next button. Okay, then it shows page 2. But if you can have a link to page, we'll manually change it to 2. So it will show the second page. Let me see how we can include that here. So we see only previous and next. So we want to introduce numbers in between. So we'll have a look at the index view page. This is the index view page, and to add the numbers we need to know how many pages are there. So we will introduce an integer to count the pages. So say page count, that is count, this will count the number of items, and so divided by, we'll just say 2. It is a bad way, we just hard code these ones, but maybe we have to We have to specify that somewhere. And 2 is the number of cars in a single page. And now we can use a for loop. Um, we need to go from integer. We will introduce page number from the first page to page number is less than or equal to page count, and we will increment page number. We'll have a loop, and inside that loop we will have a indicator to. We'll copy this one and paste it. Modify. So this should be root page number. We don't need that. Current filter, we will say instead of next. We will have the page number here. We'll see what happens. So how it looks. We have 6 cars in the list here. Okay, it brings page 1, which is this one. Page 1 is the same as what we have. So we need to change it. So this one has to be page number 2. We'll see. And also there must be 2 links. So we will add +2. And we will start from page number 1 here. Okay. So page number 1 is the same thing. Page 2, page 3, that is same as the last page. Okay. Couple of other things I want to discuss is there are so many other paging options. This one is this one, the X page list. I have been using this one for the ASP.NET, but because they changed it to this one, and then this, I have to go through the code and then change everything. Whereas the beauty of using your own code and having been able to understand that is that if there is any change, you can implement that very easily. So Microsoft as well is changing everything every time. So better you understand the code and use your own implementation of paging. One thing, even that one is fairly simple to. This one called X page list is fairly simple to implement from the view. So it is only same thing. It is only changes to the view page, index page in the controller index method, and also the index view file. And other thing is we have used the in the index file we have used simple hard-coded the number 2. Let me see here. So instead of that, we want to put all the constant in a single page. Maybe we will create a file under maybe under the models, right click, add class. So we call settings, add. We will make it a static class. We'll call it number of items per page equals to So we can use that in the car controller. We'll see whether it picks up. Okay, and I think we have to specify the model dot settings dot. Okay, and I think we have used that somewhere else. Let me see. We can move all the other constants like this to this settings page, so we know where they are. And I think we have used number 2 in the index pages. Let me see, maybe easier will search. How to do it that way, we'll see. I think it must be more or less at the end. Yep, here. Okay, we'll debug and see. Looks like it is working, but maybe we have to check after changing the value to. We'll see what happens if we change it to 3. So there is page 1, which is the same thing. Page 2. Yep, okay. Even though we have page 3, so there is, yep, okay. So issue of the page numbers, finally I found the issue is when it comes to index page, it is only the pages for that page is number of cars for that page is coming basically because we are selecting the number of items from the index page. So what we are getting is this one, paginated list. So it won't be the full list which is coming to the index page. So trying to calculate the where are we trying to calculate the number of pages required here in the index page is wrong. So what I have done is, so I have calculated the number of pages required in the car controller itself in the index method. So this is the index method. In the index method I have calculated the number of pages, but then again we need to I had to think a little bit strong. So because of the integer division issue, so this is the number of cars we have, total number of cars. When you divide that by the um, number of pages, number of items per page, what comes out is a integer number. So even if we try to force it into a decimal number, it might not work uh, depending on the situation. Say for example, if the number of pages comes as an integer, then adding one extra page as here will cause it to list an extra page. Say maybe easy to explain in an example. So imagine we have 6 cars, and if we select 2 cars per page, then this will turn out to be, this part up to here will turn out to be 3, and then we add another one, it will become 4. So 4 pages when we have 6 cars and 2 cars per page is wrong. But if we have 5 cars, then 5 divided by 2 will turn out to be, because we are considering integer division, it will be 2. So 2 plus 1 is okay. So we need to calculate based on whether it is resulting in an integer number or whether it is resulting in a fraction. So what I have done is, so I find whether there is any remainder when you divide number of cars by number of items page. So if it has any remainder, then we need to add additional 1 to display the remainder. So in case of 5 cars, we can display 2 cars per page. So we can display first page 2 cars, second page 2 cars, but there is one more cars which is coming as half a page, so we need to add for that. And if not, we need to we can just take the um, car count divided by number of items per page as the final figure. Okay, I hope I didn't confuse you enough, uh, and we'll see how this works. So now we have two cars per page, and when we debug, so because it is two cars per page, so page one is this one, page two is, yep, another three, and the page three should have only one car. Yep, okay, so it is working, and we'll see what will happen if we change it to 5, because most of the time the experts say you need to test with the limit. So 5 is the limit on one side because that is the maximum, that is the number of cars we have. So if we start debugging, so this should provide only one page. We'll see whether it comes to one page. So yep, it has only one page. Page count is 1, and other issue is one car page. So one car per page, that should bring we that should bring 5 pages because it is one car per page. I hope I have not confused it too much. So just to debug this, I have put this comment saying page count, so we will remove it, and maybe rather than saying page 1, page 2, page 3, and we can just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 only. uh, Finally, I have added into the detail page small icons, so to say the show the tick mark. So I will show how it looks like, um, rather than the dull icon. So we'll check this one. So like this. So if it is power steering, yes, I have added this. So I have done it for some other ones where we are not sure, we'll leave it. So just as an example, so it is done in the detail page. Thanks very much for watching, and see you in the next video.